What's the accompaniment look like? Because one of the reasons people don't accompany, and you said that very mercifully, like my pastor didn't know what to do,
Yes.
right? But this isn't just a response of people going through divorce, but maybe a friend who gets cancer or loses a lot. Like people pull back
Yes.
because, well, what do I do?
Yeah.
And I think
What you do, I'm going to show you something from the Catechism in just a minute. All right, here we go. This is what people should do to help those who are in separation/divorceville, okay? This is the tough call that everyone's freaking scared to death of. Everybody. This is what you have to do. CCC 1649, yet there are some situations in which living together becomes practically impossible for a variety of reasons. Fine. And that's in Council of Trent, you are allowed to separate. In such cases, the church permits the physical separation of the couple. Okay, the couple does not permit it. A spouse themselves does not permit it. No one has the authority to permit a separation except the ecclesiastical judge. The church permits. It doesn't say the church permits a spouse to unilaterally separate, because it goes down to this footnotes down to canon law, which says you got to get the bishop's permission. That's what it says. Okay, so there's that. And it says these canons right here say within 6 months of unilaterally separating, spontaneously separating, you have to go through due process. Otherwise, marriage is not public. It's whatever you say it is. Okay, so this is what we got to get really clear on this. If you know someone who's separating or divorcing, you got to get them to do this. They may tell you to jump in the lake, but you've done your job. Like Alexander Solzhenitsyn says, let the light come, but not through me. So the church permits the physical separation of the couple because physical is nature. Physical separation is natural law. Everybody who claims authority over their contract violates natural law because they're saying that physical separation is me to permit. And when they do that, they're publicly not going in accord with divine law. So we have to judge their actions as not in accord with divine law because they have no authority to even talk about divine law because it's not their gig. But the church adjudicates the separation, as in God does through the church. Ecclesiastical judge. Any problems with any of that? Tell me about it in the comments. I'll get you all squared away. Church permits physical separation of the couple. Oh, dagnabbit. Someone's calling. Just a minute. Okay. So the spouses do not cease to be husband and wife. Okay. So this means that, like I said, two kinds of separation. There's two kinds of divorce. Divorce from the bed and bond, or divorce from the bed and board, and divorce from the bond. No one can, obviously it's permanent. The bond is there till death. Okay. So these annulments are fake. Unless you get a real annulment, which is as rare as there were before. Like no one was getting them because people didn't really marry their twin sister by accident, or you know what I mean. Anyway, physical separation of, okay. The spouses do not cease to be husband and wife and are so not free to contract a new contract. When you hear that word union, it's just contract. Contract a new contract. They like to say union because union sounds better. You know, it's just a contract. A marriage contract. So they're telling you, they can't hang out with someone else. They can't get remarried. In this difficult situation, it is difficult. No question about it. The best solution would be reconciliation. Okay, that's why you take your he said, she said pile of stinking garbage to the separation court, all right? And tell them, don't give me an annulment, please. Give me a separation, please, because the church permits the physical separation. I don't permit it. My sister doesn't permit it. My next door neighbor doesn't permit it. Aunt Harriet doesn't permit it. My pastor doesn't permit it. The ecclesiastical judge does. Per Council of Trent, Canon 12. Okay, in this difficult situation, the Christian community, that means you, is called. You are called. Hello, you want to know what you need to do? I'm telling you right now, you're called. This is your vocation. Hear this calling? To help those persons live out their situation in a Christian manner. What is a Christian manner of living out their situation? It's called due process. They don't have it. They're living apart, right? Did they get a permit? Did they get a permit? No, they didn't. Okay, go get one. Where do I get it? How do I do it? Canon 1151 through 55. Within 6 months, you're a public abandoner and you can't go to communion unless you get this thing started. You've got to call them up. You got to say, I want to. We don't care about this. Educate yourself. The church, the whole tribunal thing is run by a bunch of divorce ideologues that do not care at all about natural law because they've sold their soul to NFP. There's no natural law anymore. It's all a discernment. That's why they say, we're not going to judge your NFP. It's up to you to discern. We're not going to judge your separation. It's up to you to discern. Yeah, it violates natural law, but not if you discern that it doesn't. That's how stupid it is. So you Christian out there, you Christian community, tell them they got to do what they got to do. Learn it yourself. Be the bad cop. Sorry to let you know this is what's up, but people are afraid. They don't know it. That's why when someone comes to their separation, you want to tell somebody their separation was wrong, you're going to take your life in your hands. And infidelity to their marriage bond. Okay. So, 2 kinds of divorce, from bed and board and from the bond. Live their situation in a Christian manner. That means reconcile or get a permit. That's how you live in a Christian manner when you're separated. You get a permit or you reconcile. Those are your 2 options. There is no third option. Now for the second half of the equation, the bond. Okay, live and infidelity to their marriage bond, which remains indissoluble. That's the part that Lila Miller says is impossible to break. But she confuses that with the contract. No. You can break the contract. It's called physical separation. So we're really clear on that. Okay. Hang on. You guys are being so patient. Take notes or something, whatever.
Well, need is for you just to
What
show
else
up
you got?
even if you don't know what to do and say, I'm here sitting next to you.
So we just told them what to do. Go back to the CCC, 1649. Any questions? Let me know.
Exactly.